Right, Friday. So quadriceps and glutes and chest today. So I think let's start with lunges. So into your 2 square angled lunge and just a static one. So we're just up and down, maybe 8 to 10 of these just to warm up. And you want to try and keep them 2 square angles because that will load the legs for the warm up quite nicely. We won't be doing these for the main event, although Jean, you might do these because of your knee. You won't be able to do the ones that I want everyone to do. Make sure you keep the big toe down so you've got that balance, and you're bringing in a little bit of the inner thigh to stabilize, and then change sides when you're ready. Keep the belly button pulled gently to your spine. Also, always make sure you're hip distance apart on this, because you can't, if you work with one leg behind the other, you're going to fall over. The hips are a certain width and you want to work to that width. I think I've got 2 more. Last one. Okay, and then upper body wise we're going to do press ups because we haven't done those for a while. So come onto your knees for your first set. And of course you can carry on doing these on the knees if you are not quite at the point where you can do it wide, full. So just take it into a semi kind of half relaxed press up, if there is such a thing. But just to warm up the shoulders and the chest, let the body know what's coming. I have to do a serious warm up with the shoulder because it groans a bit. Keep the belly button pulled gently to the spine so you've always got that switched on. And again, just a warm-up set, so nothing too fancy. I'm going to do 2 more. Okay, and then we're up, back onto the feet. And this time, so Jean, you're going to do those static lunges, go as deep as you can manage with that knee. And for the rest of you, we're going to do the ankle tap. So there are 2 versions to this. You can either make it the ski lunge, which looks like that, where you've got basically all your weight on your front leg and your back foot is just on the floor. Okay, so you can put the hands down if you want to, or you're just tapping and touching the ankles. If you really need to, you can put this foot back for balance. Okay. So it's up to you. That's basically 3 versions. And in doing that, ideally, you want to keep your chest up to the extent that you could look at me and watch me. Okay? If you have a tendency to, you can drop your eyeline as long as you don't drop your chest. And also keep your big toe down, keep your little toe down, and keep your heel down. So ideally, you've got a tripod. So if you can manage to do it with the foot off, that's great. You should start on your weaker side, which I've done, because that'll give you an idea of ideal numbers. And the idea is not just to drop the chest, it's not to do that for those of you with long hamstrings. That's a complete cheat. The idea is to get into the hip. So you want to bend here and stick your butt back. It's a 1-leg deadlift essentially, 1-leg deadlift, 1-leg squat, except your chest is forward. So it's not your common squat position. Okay, actually it probably is more of a deadlift position if I think about it from a 1-leg deadlift. It's a combination, put it that way. Okay, when you're ready, onto your other side. So that you should be feeling here in the glute. I feel it also very much on in my calf and foot because that side is working hard to stabilize. But it is a glute exercise. So hopefully you're feeling it there. Keep the belly button pulled in. Remember, the middle of the kneecap should fall over the second toe. Whoops. So you'll get a sense also of how stable those hips are if you can hold your position quite well. And remember, it's the quality of the movement that's important, so should be quite smooth.
You'll have to turn off aeroplane mode.
That's my phone talking to itself. So I've switched it off, and my phone will be anywhere arbitrarily. And it'll start having a conversation with me. It's quite bizarre. Okay, relax. Sorry about that. I thought someone was suggesting that I have to turn off airplane mode to do the rest of my squats. Okay, so from here to chest again. So we're going into press ups. Find your position. I think I'm going to do my second set on my knees because of my shoulder. You can go to full set, or you can be on the knees. You don't have to cross them. I don't know why I crossed them. So I might do my third set in a full position. So do what you can, try and take the chest down. And if you are still struggling strength-wise with this position, you can take your butt back and just try and get down closer to the floor with your butt back. Bringing the butt forward just increases the load, makes the trunk heavier. So you can adjust accordingly. And if you're in the full position, that's great. If you manage very easily in the full position, you can always put your feet up on a step or a bucket or a bench or a chair or a ball. I'm going to do one more of these. Okay. And then we're back up. Okay, so choose your side. And then we go again. Make sure the middle of the kneecap falls over the second toe. Stick your butt out. Get your weight into your heel. Bend as much as you can in the hip. That's where the more you bend in the hip, the more you're going to use your glute to straighten the hip. So that's where your focus is. Take it right down, as deep as you can. I don't know how many I'm on, but it's starting to get very, very tired. Oh. And if you're able to, if you're watching me, you'll see there's the instability on this leg compared to this one is so significant. It's fascinating to me that I've known that for a long time, and I've worked very hard on trying to stabilize this leg. But it's because of the gait. So remember I said to you that walking, the position you walk in on a daily basis is going to determine so much, because you can know where your issues are and correct them. But there's only so much correction you can do outside of walking. And actually walking, if you can get the gait right, you'll sort out the imbalances. But for me, because there's a limitation in that toe joint, there's nothing physically I can do to change my walking except remember to toe off properly, which I very frequently don't do. I just don't think about it. If I was able to think about that for every step, I'd be better placed to strengthen the glute on that right side. It would be difficult because I have a structural limitation. But my point is, it's kind of like, I've worked for so many years as a personal trainer. I can remember sort of being frustrated by the fact that I only spent 3 hours a week with a client, and the rest of the time they did whatever, and you just wouldn't see the results because they weren't committed to other things as well. So it's the same story. It's just the practice component, how often you do something. Oh, I'm going to do one more. Okay, so it should be getting you here, just underneath in the gluteal fold, maybe just on the outsides of the glutes. So that should be real glute maximus feeling there. Okay, so we're coming to press ups again. We're on our third set. Actually, it's our second true set. So find your position, do whichever version you want to do. Make sure your legs are wide for it. Sorry, not your legs, your arms. The wider, within reason, the easier it is for your chest to be involved, and it's a very large muscle, so you want it involved. Belly button pull to the spine. Oh, that's me. Oh. Okay, back to the squats. So this is our third set, I think, yes, because our warm-up set was the square angle one. Okay, here we go. Oh, such a wobble. Make sure you're hinging at the hip and the knee, so the deeper you go, the more work you give the glutes. Whoops. Try and keep the chest up. Even if you can't keep the eye line up, the chest must be up. I mean, ideally you should be in neutral lower back, but I'm not going to be pedantic about that in this position. It's harder to get. It does require more sticking of the butt out. That's harder for a lot of you. I'm going to do one more. Oh. Okay. Change sides. Keep the belly button pulled gently to the spine. Hinge at that hip, hinge at the knee. Get right down as deep as you can. Whoops. I think I've got one more. Okay. Take a breather. And then we're going down into press-ups again. Okay. All right. So find your full position. Ideally, if you need to be on the knees, that's fine. You can challenge yourself by getting a little bit deeper into the movement, or you could slow it down. That's two ways to do it. Or you could try your first one or two in a full position and then drop to your knees. Belly button pulled. I'm going to try for two more. Okay. And up. Oh. We're going to do one more set. This is our fourth set of the squats. Okay, Bonnie will be very upset that we started class without him. It's a bit much to ask him to roll out of bed and get here by this time. He might be quite glad actually. He'd just walk in and have a coffee instead. Okay, so we're touching. Try and keep the quality of the movement smooth. That's what I'm desperately trying to do on this side. Is keep that knee open. Try and avoid the wiggle that happens. And the wiggle typically will tell you about weakness, but actually jerkiness in the muscle, jerkiness in the movement is also a dead ringer for weakness. Stick that butt out. And the chest should only be dropping because you're sticking the butt out. And remember, it's not just a lean forward, it's a bend and lean. I'm going to do two more. Oh. Okay. And then to the other side. All right. When you're ready. Hinge and bend. Keep the belly button pulled to the spine. It's very gentle. I got one more. Oh, okay. Shake it out. And then back to press ups for our fourth set. Okay, so onto the floor. And remember, I've said before, often I get the question is asked, should you do as deep as you can or should you do as full as you can? In other words, go for the maximum challenge. So I think you should switch between the two. So some days or some sets do on your feet, even if you only get a quarter of the way down. And then other sets do all the way down on the knees if you have to, so that you just vary it and challenge it in different ways. Okay, so here we go. Take it nice and wide with the hands. You can also keep it hip distance with the legs if you like. That was a hard last few. You're going to grab your band now and the chair. Okay, we're going to do squats. So remember, the whole focus here is on sitting down to have a cup of tea. I'm trying to think, that's a very English custom, so it might be coffee in South Africa. Sit down, have your cup of coffee. I always drink coffee. I'm not really a big tea drinker. Okay, so, oh, sorry. I was about to do the reverse rotation. So this comes all the way up, just above the knees. Make sure it's comfortable across the knee joints. So ideally you want a band that doesn't roll, because when they roll, they really do cut in. So we're sitting right on the edge of the chair. I've got my feet hip distance apart. I'm turning them very slightly out. And then I'm bringing my heels back, so the heels are behind my knees. Okay, so I can literally just stand up. I'm going to squeeze my quadriceps, and then I'm just touching the chair in between. That's all I'm doing, okay? Hopefully you can see me. I'm just looking at my monitor. Yeah, okay. So you're looking for the middle of the kneecap to fall over the second toe. And you also have to work at keeping those toes down, because in a lot of cases, for a lot of my clients, I can feel it myself on this dodgy side, that toe wants to come off the floor. But that's part of your posterior line. So when you come up, don't just straighten your knees. Think about pushing the floor away. So from here, really push that floor. You'll get much more work into that back line, which is the line we're looking to work, if you visualize pushing the floor away, rather than just straightening up. And we're doing it nice and slow, so it should be burning in those quads, not the quads, the glutes. We're really hammering the glutes today. And although you're using quads for all of this, we're just focused on glutes. I'm going to do 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Okay, take that off. Okay, we're going to do 1 more set of press-ups, so it'll be our 5th set. Why not? Oh, we haven't done 5 sets of anything for quite a while. Okay, so to your last set, keep that in mind. Do what you can. Take it nice and wide. Okay, here we go. Belly button to spine. I'm going for 2 more. Okay. If you struggle, I have a couple of clients at the moment who really struggle to push through. But often it has to do with not having much faith in themselves physically. So my recommendation to you is set yourself a low number, a lowish number. Like in that case on a 5th set, I'm thinking if I can just get 8 out. And then I get to 6 and I think I could probably push another 1 out. And I get to 8 and I think, oh, I can definitely push another 2 out. So you play games with yourself. Play games with your mind for those who need it. Some people don't need it at all. I don't find discipline difficult, but that's, I guess, because I haven't met a professional ballet dancer who isn't excessively disciplined to the point, it's not fabulous. There's a downside to it, a big downside. But the upside is self-discipline and just constantly pushing. So for some of you, you might need to develop that. In which case, I would do it by degrees. I have a client at the moment who was bullied at school badly. And his mum, trying to protect him, really took away his own power from that experience. And so he didn't learn to trust that he could push through and do certain things and look after himself. And as an adult, it's difficult for him to actually to push. It's difficult for him to appreciate that he can do much more than he thinks he can. Often it's his mind that stops him, not his body. He's actually quite powerful, but it's his head that gets in the way. So if you feel like that's you and you struggle to kind of finish a set, just push yourself the extra 1, even if it's just 1. So give yourself a low number, try and reach that number, and then just see, can I really do more? Yeah, actually I can. I don't have to stop here. And then just do it. I'm going to do 2 more here. Keep it slow. Keep the quality of the movement good. And you will feel it in the glutes. 1 more. Oh, okay. And bring those down. Okay, we're going onto all fours for the horse stance. You all know this, so you've got variations on this. My advanced people are going to be wider in the hands and narrower in the knees, and the knees are basically touching. My beginners will be slightly the reverse of that. I would say a dead square, okay? All of you are going to be a neutral spine, so not straight, but that slight arch in the lower back, okay? So let's take a deep breath in. Make sure your knees are under your hips and the shoulders are above the hands. Breath in. Exhale. Belly button pull to the spine. Push down hard on your right hand and your left knee. Now, as you take that leg out, and my beginners might not be doing this leg out bit, but either way, you're going to take those hips very slightly to the right so that you lean hard on that point, that right hand. My nose stays down the center. I don't even have to lift my leg very high to feel this. And then I'm going to come back without any change to my position. I'm going to breathe in, let go, and then exhale. Pull the belly button to the spine. And now I'm pushing down on my left hand and my right knee. Okay, if you're a beginner, you're just staying there. That's all you're doing is an isometric push without movement. The rest of you are just adding in a bit of movement. And if you add in that movement, you've got to take the hips slightly with you. The nose stays down the center. All my weight is now on this left hand with some on the right knee. I'm taking those hips. And then I bring it back without change. I breathe in. Exhale. Belly button to spine. Push down hand and knee. So right hand, left knee. We're taking those hips slightly to the right. My beginners are staying where they are. No limbs coming off. At this point, those people, well, actually all of you probably have no weight on this hand. And come back, breathe in. No change to your posture. Exhale. Belly button to spine. Push down. Left hand, right knee. Left hand, right knee. Take it out. Belly button pull gently to the spine. Breathe in and come back. Exhale. Belly button pull to the spine. Push down right hand, left knee. We're doing the last one. Take that right knee out. Take the hips slightly to the right. Play around with that movement. If you need more challenge, extend the leg a little. Lift the knee. Come back. No change. Breathe in. Exhale. Belly button push or pull to the spine. Push down left hand, right knee. Hips go slightly to the left. Nose down the center. Keep holding and then come back and relax. Okay, very nice. Let's go back to our squat. It'll be our third set. So, back above the knees, make sure it's comfortable. Shouldn't be any knee pain. Jean, you should be comfortable on this with this band because of the support it gives the knee, and it ensures that those glutes are working, sorry. So I always think this one is a good one for knee pain while teaching good squat pattern. Okay, so bring it back, open it out, shoulder width, and then turn it out very slightly. Oh, I'm molting. Okay, we're right on the edge of the chair, so we're then going from there to a stand-up position. And we go. So just tapping that butt down, keeping the chest up. Remember, you should be in a Z when you're squatting. So your shins and your back are parallel. Your quads should be horizontal, in line with the hips. So the knees, the hips are in one line. Keep squeezing out against that band. You want to avoid any of the knee problems. Push outwards, but not so far that you go outside of the middle of the foot. So it should track comfortably, and that lines the knee up. Which means that you're not creating excess pressure on either the inside or the outside of it. That's especially important for females with slightly wider hips and with often or deactivated glutes. So it's a recipe for knee pain. I'm going to do 2 more. Just collecting hairs. Okay, 1 more. Oh, don't forget to push the floor away. Push, push, push. Oh. Whew. Okay, bring that down. And let's have you back on all fours. We've got time for 1 more set of each. So find your position, hands under the shoulders, my knees are together, my hands are slightly wider. You do the position you can, comfortably with good technique. Breathe in. Exhale, belly button to spine, push down, right hand, left knee. Take the hips slightly to the right as you bring the leg up. Make sure you don't lock this elbow, there should be a little bit of give in it. Nose down the center of the mat. Bring it back without change. Breathe in. Exhale. Belly button to spine. Push down. Left hand, right knee. Left hand, right knee. Taking it out. Hold it there and bring it back. Breathe in. Back in neutral. Exhale. Belly button to spine. Push down. Right hand, left knee. Take that right knee out, take the hips slightly to the right, take that leg as high as you can, add the load, nose down the center, bring it back, breathe in, exhale, push down left hand, right knee, take those hips slightly to the left, all the way up, nose down the middle, come back, breathe in, 1 more time each side. Exhale, belly button to spine, push down right hand, left knee out, hips to the right, nose down the center, keep the shoulders level, soften the elbows, don't lock them, bring it back, breathe in, exhale, push down left hand, right knee, take it out. Belly button to spine. Hips are to the left. and come back and release. Okay, yes, last set. Squats and then we're done. Oh, I got a hell of a sweat. That was a good Friday workout. Oh, take it all the way up. Okay, so we're on the edge of the chair. We're bringing the heels back towards the chair, shoulder width apart, turn it out very slightly. You're perched and you come up. Make sure the quality of the movement is good. It's smooth. Push the floor away. Keep the toes down. Push, push, push. Oh, those butts should be burning. I'm going to do 2 more. One more. Toes down. Okay. And obviously the heavier the band, the more those legs have got to work, the more the glutes have got to work. Okay. Shake it out, hang it down, pop your elbows, hands into elbows. Keep the knees soft and relax the head. Take 3 deep breaths here. As you exhale, try and drop the weight down so that you create some heaviness in your trunk. And just release the spine. One more time. And then drop the hands and come up slowly. And that's your Friday workout. Thanks for joining me. Have a lovely weekend.